Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first apologize for the 15 minutes late, but you were so sweet talking outside on the sun, under the sun. So I didn't want to interrupt you. Thanks to our special guest for the Better Life presentation, Garance Amieux, the leader of the project, and Antonis Zouganelis, my very good friend and brother from another mother, the regional manager of the project responsible for the Balkans. They will present the Better Life and the all goals this project has and the partners as well to us in order to find new partners and collaborators in the region. So, go on.
Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Garance, if we haven't met yet, I think, but I've seen many of you yesterday already. And we are here to talk about the Better Life project. Maybe I can have the presentation I've sent. Okay. Just so you know, we decided to do the presentation shorter than expected in order to have more time to talk about it afterwards and to answer questions and see anything that you want to ask. And Antonis will be here to talk about, especially about the region. So I'm going to talk about the broader aspect and Antonis about this specific region. So I want to start with just the fact that we are talking about sustainable circulation of artists. So we are especially in the live music, and we are talking about any kind of music. So we are not. I talk from the concert venue Périscope in Lyon, which is a concert venue specialized in jazz and improvised music. But in this project, we decided to open it to any kind of music, so anyone can join the project. It's not restricted. Amazing. So I want to talk just a small step back from where does the Better Life project come from. You've heard Martina talk about it. We had the Footprints project that it's currently still going on until the end of the year. And the Footprints project come from another project. And every project that we had was about European cooperation in the jazz industry in Europe. The idea was to cooperate, try stuff together, and experiment. And the Footprints project started in 2020 with the idea of doing sustainable touring. So sustainable touring is like taking the ecological side in touring, but also the social aspect and the economical aspect. So how we make sure that musicians are paid well, how do we make sure that they impact the territories that they are going to well, and how do we make sure that they do that in a more ecological way possible. So we had different stuff going on. We were 6 partners, and we did first a research with a study on carbon footprints for jazz venues and festivals in Western Europe, and from our partner and from France especially, because that's where we were based, so where we knew more people. And we have a leaflet right here that you can take at the end with all the results and all the recommendations that we have. So if you're interested in learning more about all that, you can take it home and read it in a more quiet place, maybe. So we did this research, but we also wanted to do some experimentation. We did 12 tours in 12 areas of Europe with an agent, a young artist, and a mentor from the region they were touring. The idea was to try what we learned from the study and to try it in real life to see if the recommendation we were making were really applicable in real life, or where was the difficulties, so we could adapt the recommendations. Obviously, it didn't work as we wanted to, because it never works as we want to. And it was 2020, so it's also COVID time. It was a big mess in a lot of different stuff, but we learned a lot from it. And from that, from all the good stuff that came up and all the difficulties that we faced, we managed to create a new project that was broader, so it's Better Life. As you can see, we have 11 partners, so still bigger, and the idea was also to have 9 regions where we would work, so making sure that we are tackling the project on different areas. We are still coming from 3 big co-leaders, which are France, so where I come from, the Beam House in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and Carolina in Poland with the Wytwornia Foundation. Hopefully I'm not saying it too badly, because I don't speak Polish, so it's always a challenge. And the idea is that we work with them for 3 years, the 2023 until 2026, and we have a lot of different paths inside this project. And I'm going to go through the next. So, okay. Oh well. I have to go back again, sorry. So that's on the left, you can see the recommendations we found from the Footprints project. So we did a lot of study, we experimented, and as you saw on the last panel, which was really interesting, the public travel or the artist travel are the main impact. It's really interesting to see that in Oslo they had like 3.7% of their carbon footprints was from the public, because from everything that we saw, it's more around 70%. So it's a huge gap, and it's something that we need to tackle first, obviously. And then comes the artist and staff travel, and as you can see, also the buildings and the catering. The idea that all this was the stuff that we saw from the project, from the last project, made a new recommendation based on this result, and that's the motto of the Better Life. It's to have a bigger number of smaller events, so making sure that we keep the circulation and we work with that, with all the artists, making sure that they can still travel, they can still do their job, that the people that we are out here doing their job as concert venues, as festivals, can still do their job, but in a more responsible way. And the way we see it, and the way that we found, the main idea that we found, is to put network and work together in cooperation. Okay. Well, you already know all that, so I'm not going to go through it again. Okay, so we have a big map of Better Life. As you can see, we are working on different regions. The idea is that we are not working on a region that is a political region. So if I take France as an example, we are not working in the entire part of France. We are working in France and all the region around, so it's Switzerland, north of Italy, which are like the region that made sense in a booking idea. And we have people from a bit of everywhere in Europe, more or less, as we try to find, and we managed to have people cooperating from a bit everywhere. Okay, that's one that is a bit scary, but don't worry, you don't have to take care of that. It's the idea that we are trying to tackle the sustainable touring in a lot of different ways, and that's what's interesting in here. The first part I want to talk about is the blueprint. So it's the part in here that we are working with a researcher from EMI, so the export offices of Europe, and we are working in making a blueprint out of all the research that has already been done, because there is a lot of stuff going on, and we want to make one place where you can find all the recommendations from a bit of everywhere, and making sure that you don't have to read or be an expert in everything in order to tackle your carbon emissions or your way of touring, or your sustainable way of touring. And the first part will be available in October, between September and October. So you can always, if you're interested, we can keep in touch. Otherwise, we have a website, so you will be able to find it in here. And then we have the experimentation that I'm not going to go too much in detail in it because Antonis will be here to talk about that. So the idea is to take the recommendation, put it in experimentation, and from the result of this experimentation, to take the blueprint and completely change it, or maybe keep it this way, or change it a little bit from the results, in order to have some really tried out examples. And we are going to work with also with the university in order to do also the economical impact of the recommendation we are talking about, because it's always the part that is missing and the part that people are concerned about. What about the cost? What about how much it's going to be, and how it's going to impact the economy in our place? So the idea is to have the blueprint, the experimentation, and then the economical research, and to with all that make something that will be available to everyone, and that everyone will be taking their part from that. And the last part is the training. We are doing a training for all the partners, and all the partners will be able to train everyone in their region. So if you're interested, it will be free. It will be for everyone, and we are also making a website in order that if you are not available at the time, or if you don't want to do it this way, you can always train yourself from the website. Yeah, I'm gonna go next. And then when and how. So we are 11 partners in 9 territories. And the idea is to make between 2024 and 2026 about 300 artistic events. When we are talking about artistic events, we are talking about concert, but we are not necessarily talking about concert venues or festivals. It's also, we are talking about grassroots actors that are making the music industry possible, and we are talking about workshops, we are talking about inclusivity program, whatever you think is the best. The idea is to tackle the ecological impact, but also to tackle the social impact. Yeah, and yeah.
This is September to May 23 to 24. That means 9 territories, but also 300 artistic low carbon events, and then academic research. So all the low carbon events and training sessions has to be finished by May 24.
No, no. No, the artistic events are going to take place between January 2024 and December 2025. And then in 2026, we'll take the experimentation into research. Oh no, otherwise it's not possible. It's like... I don't know if you have any questions so far. Yeah.
All right.
Can you turn on the map again?
Oh, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Is there a particular reason to delete Turkey from there?
It's the European Union.
But there's...
It's European Union funded, so we cannot go to any countries. They have, I think they have places that you can add or not.
Is this Russia?
No.
No,
that's Poland.
No, the big one on the top right.
Which one? Oh, Finland.
No. No, whatever. It's okay. I was just curious, I mean, even if we're not a part of Europe, we're a part of EGN. I think, how do you say, members from Turkey could join in.
But, well, the idea is that we try something and that it can be replicable. So obviously, we are going to give everything that every research that we do, every way of working that we do is going to be available to anyone that want to do that too. So it's not necessarily blocked out. It's just that what you see here are the regions that we are working on right now, but it's the main partners. Then with these partners, but I think, Antonis, maybe you will now talk about it because it makes sense. We are going to work on a broader region. So it's not because you don't have your partner in your country that you're not going to be able to work with us. So, for example, in France, we don't have Italy, we don't have Switzerland, we don't have Belgium. Yes, we have Belgium, but they are part of the Amieux, so it's not really the partners doing the tours. But still, we are going to work with them because when you do a tour in Lyon, so where it is, it's really close to Switzerland and it's really close to Italy. It doesn't make sense to go to the other side of France. So we are not going to work with the other side of France, but we are going to work with Switzerland. It's just the regions are, we call regions, but it's like big areas where it makes sense to tour. Is that clearer? I'm not sure. No. Antonis, maybe you want to...
Yeah, no, I think the map should have Turkey there because, yeah, it's missing. But shouldn't be missing even though it's not like as a partner. But yeah, I think you're right, Murat.
Oh yeah, you mean on the drawing?
Yeah, on the drawing.
I didn't get it, sorry.
I want to say three things about why I joined this program as a regional partner, actually. Because, we all get so impressed about presentations, about greener projects, and what we already saw in these presentations this morning. And every time we ask ourselves, why can't we do it in our events, in our festivals, in our region? And, well, the answer is easy, at least for Greece, because we're struggling to make a living out of it, and it's not a priority. And it's not easy for us. We're not well connected in any way in order to be able to create or to minimize carbon emissions, waste, or anything that could, be more green for our events. Well, the thing is that the second one is exactly what I want to say about the region. We all travel too much internationally. And when we meet each other, we say, okay, now it's time to create a network. We have to collaborate either for block booking or minimize our costs, or we would like to exchange bands, exchange the knowledge, exchange the artistic, curation or know-how that we all have. And that doesn't happen for some reason because we all struggle. I know that we all struggle, or we all are really cluttered in our job. It's too many events, it's too many festivals. And I was discussing with the Périscope team and I said, okay, we are all discussing about it. Maybe this is the opportunity to create it because it's a project that is semi-funded for mobility of artists. At the same time, it's an experiment to measure the carbon emissions for the touring artists. So it's a win-win situation for all of us because we wouldn't have the chance to do it otherwise. And at the same time, is like creating a really big network, a regional network with, I don't know, if we could reach 100 promoters, 150, and then, choose a band, and then whoever wants to book the band, we could find the solution to travel around the countries, then it would be the best for everybody. It would be the best for each country and at the same time for the network because you're going to start collaborating with the promoters, the grassroots promoters for grassroots talents that we don't have the chance to do it. So I guess it's a great opportunity for the region to be trained, to gain the knowledge out of it, and at the same time lower our costs and create opportunities for the artists to be part of our events, which is something that we normally wouldn't do. Actually, the mobility of the artist, if I would try to break an artist in Greece, I would fly him in Athens, have a show in Athens, then fly him to Thessaloniki, have a show in Thessaloniki, then back to Athens, back to his country. This is a nightmare. If Linnea was here and tried to measure the carbon emissions, that would be a nightmare. But at the same time, if we can fly in an artist that we, let's say from the whole network, 10 partners, 15 partners, 20 partners agree that, okay, it's interesting, I want to try it out, then you fly him in Athens have 4 or 5 gigs throughout Greece, then go to North Macedonia, Bulgaria, Albania, Turkey. You can make per event a really smaller carbon emission footprint for the artist, and at the same time give the artist the opportunity to have several shows in a row, and the promoters to test their country and their audiences and their venues with new artists. So that would be like really important for me, and I guess it's an opportunity for us also to connect and create this network. It doesn't have to be like every time we collaborate for each artist. It's not an obligation. It's like a proposal. So I don't know how many promoters are from the region here, but I would love to talk to you like after this session and discuss further the project. But for me, it's like a great opportunity to start from somewhere, because as the previous panel said, it's like small steps every time, one step at a time, because now we have nothing. So next year we might have something. So that's all for the region. It's important to engage all the countries in the Balkans and Mediterranean that are close to Greece, because there are other partners engaging countries around them. So for us, I guess it would be a great pleasure to have you with us on board and try to find a solution within an unofficial network. It's not official. You're not obliged to do something. It's events and activities that are semi-funded, so it's easy. It's easier to do it than trying out something from scratch. So that's all.
Just what I add in JazZ again, that just geographically, when we see the map, I have to note this, that this region here, I appreciate your cover, the Balkan main quarter is in Athens, but how can you manage to manage actually the whole region? So I think we have to open an office in the center of the Balkans as well.
We actually wanted to have someone in Romania. We almost had someone in Romania, and then fortunately the war in Ukraine broke out, and it was other priorities, obviously, that went on, and so we lost our partners there. So unfortunately it did.
And I also think that in the previous project, Footprints, they had Botgan there from Slovenia, so it was like in the map. But yeah, I agree. If we could have more, it would be better.
Maybe we have to say that as Garance says, it's the next level of this is the legacy of Footprints, let's say. So the Footprints network still work in the service of Better Life as well. So
it could work.
And it's a long-term cooperation. So the idea is that at the end of the Better Life project, that the network still works. They don't have to work through us. They work because you've met, because you've started working together for real, and then that just keeps on going, because the idea is to have sustainability in a long term. But
actually, that's really important for us, because we all talk unofficially. I talk with Peter. I say, okay, man, let's try to have some shows together, or with Shurbe, or with Login in Skopje, or with whoever. With Murat, we say the same thing every day, every time. We're so close. I met a Lebanese guy the previous week. There was a guy from Tunisia, then Michele from Sicily. It's like the same talk every time. We have to create a network, and then within the network, we could collaborate without any European programs after the Better Life. We could check who are we similar to. We can check if I want to collaborate with Bojan or not, with Shurbe or not. It's going to be, we have to exchange some knowledge, some experience, some money between us, and see if we fit as promoters, as persons, and then the network could get a core team, and then getting bigger and bigger every year. Because we all need that. I know that we all need that because we're already discussing it.
Also, I wanted to add that there is 3 levels. We talk about 3 levels of engagement, which means that you can just take part of the training, you can just be a place where there is a concert, or you can get really involved and you don't have to choose right now, and it can be just, okay, I'm interested to stay in the loop for now, and then you can just go on with the flow, and either it's not going well for you, it doesn't work for you, and you don't have to keep going with it. But if you're interested and you think it makes sense, then you can also get more involved afterwards. So you don't, it's not like a blood pact.
Yeah, it's not an obligation, guys. You can join the network and just be, watching what we're doing, and every moment that you're interested, you can step in and say, okay, I'm interested in that or that. And also, the members of the network can suggest something, okay? A band, creative activities, or anything. It's like, it should be like a collaboration, but without any responsibilities in doing something specific.
And if you don't mind to add, I think that we have to change the map and to put again Turkey on the map,
sure.
because
I actually don't know why it's not
Sorry.
here.
Yes,
I'm not
because-
the one that made the
because
map.
Turkey is one of our main friends and partners, especially in the culture sector, because we have a lot of friends and colleagues. We're in a close collaboration there, and I think you should change this.
Yeah.
This is a map of Europe. I mean, it's not all Russia, it's part of the Russia.
Yeah.
There is part of the Turkey in the corner
Yeah.
with the Greece and Bulgaria.
Yes.
Just this is a geographical map with the borders of Europe. So, I mean,
I believe that-
we agree that Turkey is part of Europe for sure, but this is geographically the part of Europe.
Yes, geographically, but it's very small European part of Turkey, I believe. It's.
No,
You sure?
this is the part until to...
Until Istanbul, yeah.
Okay.
But again, Turkey should be there.
Yeah.
No, I talked to my communication team.
I also think that there is Armenia is also missing, and Azerbaijan, and I mean,
But however, it's
it's just the old geographical map. I mean,
yeah. However, it's super positive that we have to show to our partners that we're super open to.
Yeah, and
collaborate.
I wanted to add about the artists that you don't have to take an artist you don't want to, but it's also interesting. We were talking about it yesterday. Well, for the small part I heard about the fact that Bulgarian artists or artists from the Balkans don't go to Western Europe because they are not well seen or for many reasons. Actually, the idea is to making tours of artists from every region. So in Balkans, you will receive artists that are not from the Balkans because the idea is international touring. But then in every other part, we will have to receive artists also from the Balkans. So it makes sense in a lot of different ways. And depending on if you're an artist, if you're a booker, if you're a promoter, if you're a festival or a concert, you can be involved in different ways. And you can always find a part where you will be interested to take part of that. And contrary to what we did in Footprints, where we choose an artist and we try to make a tour, the idea is that every person part of the network in every region can say, okay, I want to take this artist to make this artist come to my place. Anyone interested? And then you start talking about how you're going to do it. So it means that you have an entire free way of artistic choice. Yeah.
Maybe I'm running ahead. Maybe we'll talk about this funding issue later. But as far as I know, Creative Europe funding is you cannot use two different calls and get the fund the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the funded part, and the other one should be like from private capital,
Yeah, not from the other.
not from
You can
another
also have
European program.
local.
Local, yes, but not European.
Yeah, but not European. No,
yeah.
you can fund just once.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we fund part of each concert, and we fund all the training and communication, and we have funding for a lot of different stuff. So it's also a good way to breathe a bit when you're doing your concerts, I guess.
Any other questions? Murat, anything? Okay.
I wanted to ask you, I know that Bogdan and Druga Global was part of Périscope Footprints.
Footprints, yeah.
And now I see Zavod Splot. Could you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're still friends with Bogdan. Everything's fine. Now it's just...
Who are these guys?
Oh yeah, of course. Zavod Splot.
Štelca and Tomasz Brown.
Yeah, and actually one of the agents from the Footprints project is part of Zavod Splot, so we kind of met them through the Footprints project, and we realized that we were interested to join, and then Bogdan had other stuff to go with Druga Godbat, so it was a good way to keep them in the loop, and in the same time not exactly the same partners, so yeah.
It's a quite easy project, and I only see opportunities in it. There's no actual, obligations or things that will change the way we work already. So I guess that's the important thing for me and for my region. So this is why I joined the project, and I really believe that it's going to be a success, even though I know that it's going to be difficult for us to work in a greener way. But again, as I described previously with emerging artists, what's happening in Greece at least, it's going to be way greener than it used to. I'm sure it's the same in Bulgaria, North Macedonia, Turkey, maybe. Turkey is more green than Greece, I think, but still. And, for the previous presentations, I saw that we're not taking into consideration the eastern part of Europe or the Balkans and the Mediterranean are not well connected in trains, are not well connected within the country when we talk about the region, meaning that in Greece we don't have even a good connection within the cities of Greece. So the greenest way to do it would be with a van. But still, it would be much greener than what it is right now. And we can all, be parts of the training and learn how to do it in a more efficient way and a more green way.
Yeah, I think it also answers the question of the political parts and how you can get better train connection. But, well, if we do a European project, if we can show that in a European report, then obviously we'll talk better to European political persons, because this way they will see something and it's on their level, so they have more power. And I think it answers a lot of problems, of political problems, because with the reports that we are going to have at the end, with all the research, but also with every experimentation we had, we're going to also kind of show how to have better public policies. So saying also maybe that we need more funding in this region to have fundings for the train or for a better transport system, but also maybe fundings for smaller events to take place, or to have better fundings for emerging artists. The idea is to take all these problems and make them show, so we can tackle that afterwards. Yeah.
Well, as Nika said, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think showing difficulties is always a good thing for the European Parliament, so we can say, okay, you have to work on that. It's now.
Any other questions, guys? So we're going to be here, we're going to be at the festival tonight and here right after the session. Whoever wants to talk further about the project, we're here. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Peter, for everything. It was amazing. Thank us for giving the opportunity to present that, and the whole, today it was a great day. I learned a lot from the guys before.